All right, let's take a look. I have like 100 tabs open. I do. A bunch of them are, I don't even tell you. It's whatever. Okay, let's get cards. Let's start with Photographed. Dirk, Steel Arm Battler. Only got 3 health. 5/3 for 5. It has Rush. Fanfare, put a random artifact card that costs 3 play points or less from your deck in your hand. It's like a draw and a removal. Pretty good. And you can stick around too, so that's good. 2 play point spell. Deals 3 damage to enemy follower. If there's any artifact cards in your hand, randomly discard 1 and deal 6 damage instead. I don't know. Seems alright. Good removal. Go next. Haven. Fanfare, choose, summon either Holy Fowl of Ivory or a Hexed Fowl of Ebon. Count down to last words. Put the opposing statues in your hand. At least 3 cards or less in your hand. So this card really wants you to dump your hand out. So you want to play a bunch of like low costing cards, which isn't really what Haven does. Unless they're aggro Haven. But it's good in late game. If you're playing like maybe a slower Haven, because it will generate you this card if you're really low on cards for some reason. So we have the 4/3, end your turn, deal restore 2 health to this follower. Seems pretty weak. And the other one is the 2 through a storm. Is fine. Evolved, it's like 4 damage. That's pretty good. Give the option. It comes out right away. That's okay. None of them, neither of these are actually that good by themselves. And then the having 3 or less cards in hand is pretty difficult to do, especially on turn 4. You have to be like playing a bunch of 1-drops in your curve. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see. 2 legendaries. I already talked about Vania, but I'll talk about her again. Dark Feast Bat. 7 play 1/5/5. Fanfare, deal X to an enemy. X equal number of times your leader was damaged during your turn this match. To an enemy. So they can hit their face. So if you've opt yourself like 10 times, probably dead by then. 10 times, so it does 10 damage to their face. So it synergizes really well with a bunch of things that ping you for 1. You want to play a deck that heals and ping yourself for 1. You already have a deck like that with a Noct and the other guy that when you take damage, you deal 1 damage to the opponent and all their followers. So you can do a self-damage deck. Throw this in as probably one of as a finisher or a big tempo card. Seems okay. You'll see. You'll see how much you can get off this. I think a good number would probably be 5 is really strong. Anything above 5 is like super good. So I can see it being alright. Manga, yeah, self-damage deck. I've tried to play it, but just I think it probably needs cards like this to help win the game. You can't really kill like a lot of people with just 1 damage turn. I think it's pretty good. Next we have new Vania card. They've upgraded her from a 2/2 to a 3/6 for 6. If you have at least 6 play points and Vengeance act for you. I still don't understand this. Like, maybe there's a way to cheat her out. This at least 6 play point thing. Choose, play this card as either Kind Witch or Kind Queen or Blood Queen. If you don't get either Kind Queen or Blood Queen. She just has Fanfare deal 2 damage to both leaders, then summon a Force Bat. Helps you get into Vengeance, but it's pretty weak because you're just a 3/6 for 6, which is really bad. How about that? Okay. The Kind Queen has Drain, and it summons Force Bat. Whenever an allied Force Bat comes into play, give it Ward. It comes with a little Ward, which is actually pretty decent. 1/1 Ward is really annoying. And then the Drain is a lot. If you evolve, you can heal for 5, which is a lot. And then the other option is the Blood one. Is Storm. And the Force Bat gets Bane, which is really, really, really good. Because like it's a 1/1 that trades with everything in the game, pretty much. So you can remove 2 things with this. Use the Storm to kill something, and then you can evolve the Force Bat to guarantee another kill. Or you can just use her to kill the opponent. Storm. Or pressure them. Seems pretty good. I think a lot of time you'll see the Blood Queen. But having the option when you're behind to get the Kind Queen is also really good. So overall, this card's like super, super good. The only problem is you have to be in Vengeance. But even if you're not in Vengeance, the card still does something. Like it does 2 damage to both leaders, which is good because a lot of the time this would say deal 2 damage to yourself. Deals damage to both leaders. It's pretty relevant. Like you can actually just come down and pings over 2. It's actually pretty good. Next we have Gift of Bloodkin. This is a 0-cost card, which means it's either broken or it has to be very terrible. It deals 1 damage to both leaders and summons a Force Bat for both leaders. Issue here is that the Force Bat that you have can't attack right away unless you evolve it. And the Force Bat the opponent has can attack, because going into the next turn, their bat will be able to attack. There's many different situations where you benefit more from your bat than they do. Like let's say you have a board clear active, like Jermung is active and you have Vengeance. Their bat doesn't matter. Their bat's just going to die from one of your self pings. Or if you have like Vampy on the board, like on turn 6 you can play Vampy with the one with Bane, and then you will have like 2 bats with Bane. You can use Vampy or something else to clear the bat that they have so it doesn't trade. You're just in a really good situation. So a lot of the time this card will be very bad, but in situations where it's good, it will be very, very good. So you kind of have to hold on to it. It does combo well with the Dark Feast Bat, who will add to its the damage it does. So essentially, if you combo with the Dark Feast Bat, it's like it does 2 damage because it does the 1 damage to the opponent, and then it adds to the Dark Feast Bat's damage. Next we have Regenerate Spirit. 2 play point, reanimate 3, so get a 3-drop back. It has Enhance 8. Then get a reanimate 5 to get a 5 or lower drop back. This is pretty solid, I think. It's like I can't see you running like 3 of these. Like 8 play points for a 5-drop and a 3-drop is really good. Like you get 2 cards out of it essentially. I think it does have potential if there's a lot of cards with Burial, because you can reuse. It's like reusing the cards that you dumped. Like even without the Enhance, you're still getting a 3-drop for 2. But you have to have that 3-drop die. So you can't play this card on turn 2 for a body. It wouldn't run too many of these things. No, I think, like, but would you replace any card in your deck with this? Like, you wouldn't replace, like, Thane or anything. If you really need a deck slot build, I can see this. But you could play Regen too. You can get your 1-drop back, which is pretty bad. Yeah. 2-drop and a Blade Fiend, 2-drop and a Circe. 3-drop and a Circe. Could be actually pretty solid. Next. Shiva's Spirit. 1/1 for 1. Fanfare and Necromancy 3. Summon a Ghost. Seems pretty bad. If it was a 1/2. If it was a 1/2. Easy card. That's like, this card's amazing. 1/1. So it dies to 1/2s. Dice Illyrial Pings. It could be an aggro card, but would you want to play this? Maybe? Mine bot. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Oh boy. Dragon cards. With dragon cards, we've noticed that every time they print good dragon cards, it's like a weaker or similar version to a card they already rotated out. So we'll see. Replay 0.22. It has the choose mechanic. You either get a Dragon Life Blade or a Dragon Strife Blade. Okay. Dragon Cleaver Roy. The Blade. I don't know why a Blade's giving you a play point, but the Dragon Life Blade gives you a play orb. Or not a play point, a play orb. And then the Strife gives you 3 damage. So if you add that up, it's like you don't get to use like, if you play this guy on turn 3, you don't get to use the orb right away, like on turn 4. You can't curve him into a 5-drop. And then you kind of have to play the Dragon Blade next turn. Essentially, it's 5 play points, gain a play orb with a 2/2 body. Seems pretty bad, but ramping is a very strong mechanic. So it seems pretty fair. You do have the option later in the game, because unless you're like facing aggro, you're always going to go for the Blade early game, because you just ramp in your healing, so it doesn't really matter. This card though, 3 damage to enemy follower. If that follower is a Dragoncraft follower, deal 6 damage instead. Okay. I don't know what the point of that this is. Let's just make dragon mirrors like weird. I don't really understand. I don't like when they do stuff like this. Like, if it was like a Shadowcraft follower, it'd be like, oh, they're just like, that's seems like a nerf like Shadowcraft, but like for Dragoncraft, it's like they're even. What's the point? Kind of funny. Oh yeah, Fervor does rotate out, so this like will be the replacement for him, which is like a very worse replacement for it. It hits the okay. Oh yeah, there's the card that gives your opponent a Dragoncraft follower. And use this to hit it. The Dragon Blader, good combo. Nah, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know what. It's like it's flavorful. I guess any other reason, just kind of for flavor. Next we have Force of the Dragon Newt. Replay point. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. Oh, it also does 1 damage to the opponent's face. So this is Angelic Barrage. And has enhanced 5, deal 2 damage instead. It's kind of a replacement to Salamander Breath. Not even close as good as Salamander Breath. Angelic Barrage with the option to be better. So I think you would still play this. Yeah, you still play this card. It's just not Salamander Breath. You gotta play this with the JO Crystal though. If you play with JO Crystal, it gets pretty good. I have like 3 of them out, like 5 damage phase. I mean, like if there's a bunch of bats around because of blood, it's gonna be good. 5 play point 4/4. Talk about this card before. You either get White Breath or Black Breath. White is 2 play point, draw 2 cards. Black is 4 play point, destroy enemy follower or amulet. So it's like it's strong because you have a choice. It's weak because it's a 5 play point 4/4. Just does nothing but draw you a card. Like, is that good enough? Like tempo is such a big thing in Shadowverse. In Hearthstone, like say Hearthstone, this card would be amazing. This card would be insane. You just a body that draws you a card, like a good card. But in Shadowverse, tempo is like king. So playing this kind of weak. You can kind of count him as like a 7 play point, 4/4, draw 2 cards. You wouldn't really want to play that. Or a 9 play point, destroy enemy follower amulet. Like 1 more play point, you destroy all of the followers and amulets. So it's like not that great. Though Abomin is rotating out. Say that tempo is good in Arena and Take-Two, it's just not the best. Like card advantage and selection is also very good in Take-Two. So you'll see this guy a lot. Well, of the 2 breaths, these will be very good in Take-Two. A lot of the choose cards will be very good in Take-Two because of the flexibility they give you. Runecraft, 5 play points. Deal 3 damage to an enemy follower, then 1 damage to all enemies. Let's take Salamander Breath away from Dragon and give it to Rune. It doesn't have the 2, like it's not even close. Salamander Breath is way better than this card because you have the option of playing for 2 and just doing 3 damage. Seems good. Like maybe like a control Runecraft build, which is kind of possible because they have really good finishers. Yggdrasil, 7 play point, 2 with drain. Okay. You're gonna drain a little bit. It's gonna heal you a little bit. Fanfare. Put either Blessing of Creation or Wrath of Nature. Wrath of Nature. Sounds familiar. 0 play points. So you guys essentially get to play it right away if you want. Draw 2 cards. Or in his hands 2, add 2 to the number of cards played this turn. Oh, it does both. Okay, so you draw 2 and you add 2 to the number of cards played this turn. So essentially, this will add 3 to the number of cards played this turn, so you can combo it really well with cards that this matters for. Then there's Wrath of Nature. Pot of Greed, yeah. You get it's Pot of Greed. It's just Pot of Greed. It's actually an annoying Pot of Greed, because let's say this is like the first card you want to play in the turn. It has the Enhance 2, so like you kind of just want to use it right away. Wrath of Nature, 0 play point, give an allied follower +1 attack and rush, so just one of them. Or if you have Enhance 4, then you give all of the allied followers Storm. Oh, so you still only give one of your followers +1 attack. But then you get all of them Storm. For 4. You're not playing too many things that turn. I don't know if the Storm's good. But you have to dedicate 4 play points. Yeah, 7 play point with Brain. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can Wrath of Nature your Yggdrasil. It'd give her +1 attack. Oh, it's a permanent +1 attack too. Essentially, you can Brain for 5 is actually pretty strong if you evolve her. But you don't really need to evolve her because she gets Rush. How good is she? Pretty good. Like, compared to the card we just talked about. So this is, say you choose White Breath. 7 play points, 4/4. Draw 2 cards. 7 play points, 2/6 with Drain. That's a big deal. The Drain, even though you don't really get tempo, just for say, let's use the Evolve. The Drain is going to let you prolong the game, and prolonging the game will make the card draw much better. Longer game, whoever has more cards is gonna be better off. Or in Shadowverse, it's like longer the game, whoever has the better 10 drop kill you card wins. But you kind of get yourself out of range with the healing. Fashionista Ultra 4 play point 3/4. Choose put either Angel's Dress or Demon's Dress in your hand. Angel Dress gives you +1/+1 out of the follower. Demons change the enemy defense to 1. Both are pretty good. Yeah. Again, doesn't really do anything. Turn comes down. Not gonna give me too much tempo, but these 2 cards are actually very good. Forestcraft really likes the +1/+1s. They have a lot of targets for them. And you have a lot of fairies. You can just trade a fairy for whatever you want. Demon's Dress. So this card's pretty solid. If this card with a 3-drop, with like maybe it was like a 2/3, be much more playable. But 4/4 is a little bit awkward. Thing is, like, reason that Forest doesn't really play effects like this, even though there's a lot of them in that, they don't really matter in the early game. Your Evolve is still going to kill their thing because it's good. The health, like their health's so low anyways. So, is this cost going to be enough? But you also get, like, you do get a 3/4 body, and then you get to save the Demon Dress for the bigger drops in later game. Talked about these. We talked about these. These are new. Neutral card, 6 play point, 3/2. Fanfare, banish enemy amulet. Gain 3/3. Instead, if there's no enemy amulets in play. So he's nice. He's actually, I like this card a lot. He's kind of like a modal card in a way as well, where if you can banish enemy amulet, which is like what you want to do. What if you put this card in your deck? And if they don't have it, it's still a 6/5 for 6, which is not terrible. I like this card. You'll probably see this card if there's some really powerful amulets around. I can see this card be played in Dragon. Yeah, I think Dragon will probably play this card. Maybe Control Blood. Forest Whispers. Forestcraft, 4/1 spell. Transform an enemy follower into a fairy. Put a fairy into your hand. Polymorph. And you get a fairy. Pretty good. Seems very good. Okay. Dragoncraft. 2 play point spell. Summon a Megala Orca. It's just a 2/2. And then hands 4, summon 1 more. Hands 6, summon 1 more. Hands 8, summon 1 more. Hands 10, summon 1 more. This wording's weird. You do get all of them. So on 10 you'll get 5. So your board will be full of these things. We don't really have a reason for these guys in rotation, unless they reprint Neptune. There's a card called Neptune, which when she evolves, she also evolves all of the orcas. Yep. Maybe we'll see more orca support. Oh, it does work very well with PDK, that's true. Each of these orcas will trigger PDK. There's probably better cards to trigger PDK than just like getting 2/2/2s. We have already a bunch of cards that make tokens. But yeah, we'll see. If anywhere it goes in that deck. 3 play point 3/2 Ravencraft with ward. And we put a Holy Lion Crystal into your hand. When you see ward on a 3/2, it's not that great. Unless their effect is really good. You really want to see ward on a 2/3. Because like if you're going second, it's dice to their 2-drop. Or whatever. They always have better options of killing your 2-drop. But just like having ward is nice. If this ability is just good by itself, right? It's just like tacking it onto an already good card. New play point. Summon a Holy Shield Lion. If you're played 3 to 5 other Holy Lion crystals this match, summon a Holy Plate Lion instead. If you played 6, at least 6 other ones, summon Holy Lion King instead. Hands 5, put a Holy Lion crystal in your hand. Oh, here they are. Holy Shield Lion is a 2/2. Then a 4/4. Then a 4/4 with Storm. Jades. Jade Haven. This seems kind of ridiculous. I can see this getting out of hand pretty fast. The board space will be limited if you have this thing. I need to stock a bunch of these crystals. Just like play a bunch of Holy King Lions. It seems like a fun deck. I don't know if it's going to be competitive, but it seems fun. See if there's more cards that make these crystals. They don't get like infinitely big like in Hearthstone. But getting like playing 2 play points for a 4/4 with Storm is pretty good. I like the art too. It is evolved into a 6/6. Interesting. Like I was talking about earlier, tempo is very important. So getting a bunch of vanillas might not be that good until you get the guys with Storm. But like playing 2 play points for a 4/4 is pretty good. Moon and Sun. I wish they named it Sun and Moon, because that's much easier to say. Moon and Sun. 3 play points. Summon either Amaterasu or Tsukuyomi. And 7, give that follower +3/+3. You get a Amaterasu is a 2/2 for 3 with Clash, restore 1 defense to leader. Last word, put Moon and Sun into your hand. Then Tsukuyomi is a 3 play point, 3/1, deal 1 damage to enemy leader on Clash. Put a Moon and Sun in your hand. So I like to compare this card to the Carrot. Is this card better than Carrot? Probably not. Probably not better than Carrots. This is like legendary Carrots. Carrots are better because like this clash might be relevant, but Carrots is a 2/2 for 2. I think the 1 play point is actually a big deal. Though you get the option of getting the 3/1, which trades really well with stuff. Oh, that's true. So you can reanimate these cards. I still feel like Carrots are better, especially with a carrot, you can go carrot plus like Necro Assassin on turn 6. You can't do this on turn 6. It's like the difference between turn 6, play something and kill it, compared to 7 is a big deal. It's a big deal to have that sacrifice fodder being cheaper. But you do have the clashes, which will add up in a long game. These will add up. And then the 3/1 is actually pretty powerful. Oh, Necro Assassin rotates, yeah. You still Demon Eater. Or what's the other one? The Thought card. Sacrifice one of your guys, destroy one of your opponent's things. Oh, Carrot's also gone. Okay, so just a replacement of Carrot. So you don't have the option anymore. The Carrot rotates as well. So it's just better. It's like, you can't play Carrot, so you might as well play this. You see this card in Control Blood. You see this card in Rune because of the spell. You see this card in Shadow because you can resurrect them and sacrifice fodder. This card will be played in a lot of decks. Like a lot of decks. Maybe all of the decks. Elusive, Magic Wonderkind. 3 play point 2/3. Evolve. I'm an Imperial Mammoth and give it Rush. Banish it at the start of your next. Earthright, give it Ward. Okay. It's like kills the thing, I guess. Evolve it and kill the thing. But if you have Earthright, you give the Mammoth Ward. Also, the Mammoth will like sit there and stop like random kill effects too. It's like pretty good. Owlman, 3 play point 2/3. Fanfare enhance 7, gain +4 attack. Ambush. I don't like this card. Very uninteractive card. Very strong card. I don't know what to say. I don't like it. It might be a tad too slow though. 7 play points for 6 attack on the next turn. It's not that good. Summon Bloodkin is back. So we have a lot of fat synergies. I think like Bloodcraft kind of needs this card at all times. There's like such a good card for Blood. Have there's tokens to help deal damage in the early game. Not much else to say about it. We see a lot of some Bloodkin. We'll see cards like Gallic Barrage and other variants come back. Go Bloodkin. 4 play point 3/3. Put a puppet in your hand. Flash. You don't want this to stick around. Your opponent really does not want to stick around. If this thing gets like 2 attacks, it's pretty good. It's like you evolve it and you kill one of the things, get 1 puppet. They have to attack it back and kill it. You get another puppet. So you're getting 2 puppets for 1 evolve on a 3/3 for 4 is okay. Guy Commander Cilia. 3 play point 2/2. Legendary. So this is like a legendary 2/2. We've seen this before. We haven't seen a 2/2 for 2 for legendary, right? In like 1/2s and 2/1s. Just like full stats of a 2/2 and it's legendary. If you have at least 5 play points, choose play this card as either Celia, Strategist, or as the absolute bester. So the thing is, it's not enhance 5. This is if you have at least 5 play points. So if you have 5 play points, you can still play this for 2, right? Yeah. You play for 2, right? The 2 play point 2/4? That's how it works? Is that how it works? Well, we'll have to see the card action. I don't think you pay 5 play points, right? It doesn't say that. Or maybe you do. Maybe when you play it, it will you use the cost of the card you choose. Okay, I think that's how it works. Yeah, you use the yeah. So when you choose the card, you pay that cost. Okay, I understand how it works. Oh, that's why the Vania was worded that way as well, because you pay the cost of the card you choose. 5 play point 2/4. Summon a Shield Guardian and a Heavy Knight. That's like a 1/2 and a 1/1 with Word, I think. Or she can be a 2/4 Storm. Fanfare, gain +1 attack for each ally follower in play. Then return all allied followers to your hand. Thing. That could be pretty good. That could be a lot of damage because you attack with everything, and then you drop this, and it gets a bunch of attack. And then you say the thing you attack with is Storm. You can bounce the Storm back to your hand and play the Storm again. You can go. Albert's rotated out, right? You can go Celia, like your first Celia attack, or like even the Hope Strategist and attack. No, it probably bounces back to your hand as Hope Strategist. Yeah, it probably bounces back to your hand as Hope Strategist. Weird. Yeah, you only play this card if you want to kill your opponent. There's like you do get to replay your Fanfare effects and your other Storm cards. Yes. But you also lose a lot of tempo and trade it for damage. Maybe if you're like an all-in aggro sword deck, it's not that big a deal. And it can also be a good finisher because you always have the option of just playing it as the Hope Strategist, which is actually pretty solid. Oh, with Arthur, she gets pulled out of the 2/2. That is true. That's fun. That's funny. Maybe you don't want to play with Arthur then. Forest Craft 2 play point 2/2. At least 2 other cards were played this turn. You have at least 2 play points. Choose. Play this card with either Gentle Warmth or Passionate Warmth. Okay. Gentle Warmth is return allied follower amulet to your hand. Yep. Bounce your brambles and whatever back to your hand. And deal 1 damage to enemy follower. That's very. This is good. Deal 1 damage to enemy follower for 2 play points is very, very good. You just have to be able to activate it by playing 2 other cards. You don't see too many Forestcraft decks play this kind of style where they go like, where they play at least 2 other cards kind of cards. But I think this is pretty strong, especially the Passion Warmth, and then having the option to like bounce stuff back to your hand is very good. I wouldn't say this card's like that strong because you do have to do the at least 2 other cards were played this turn kind of thing. Like a lot of Forestcraft decks kind of just want to sit on their 1-drops in hand and use them for combos, or use them for card count in hand. But like in a tempo Forestcraft deck, this is pretty good. I think it's all of them. Oh, there's a few more. Snowman King, 7 play point, 2/3. Choose summon 1 Snow Knight or 1 Wild Snowman. And spell boost on 1 more. Alright. So Snow Knight is a 2/2 with Ward. The Wild Snowman is a 1/3 with Storm. So we have, what is this? A really bad Runecraft Actor? It's like Arthur, right? Yeah. Runecraft Arthur. I would say that the 2/2 with Ward is better than a lot of cards you can get out of Sword. I'd say the 1 through a Storm is probably better than a lot of cards you get out of Sword. You just get better cards than Arthur does. Oh, it is worse than Arthur top deck. That is true. I mean, a lot of the time, like Arthur, you have to play Arthur on a full board to get his max value. You already have a few things on board, then whatever the spell boost. Okay. And like if you're playing like a Chimera deck, like the big Chimera that just kills your opponent, this is a good way to slow them down. Ever Dark Strix. Burial Rite, put a random Shadowcraft follower from your deck in your hand. Whenever you perform Burial Rite, restore 1 defense later. Seems pretty good. I would prefer the stats to be a 2/3, but whatever, it's still just... You play it because it draws you a card. And then Burial Rite, decent. You're probably playing some deck with synergies with Burial Rite. Like the Resurrect Zeus deck, where you just like resurrect Zeus over and over again. Valkyrie of Order. 2 play point 2/2 is neutral. Enhance 5, it's a 4/4. Enhance 8. I would be happy to see this in Take 2. Next. Havencraft, Tenko's Shrine. Doesn't look like Texas. 4 play points. Whenever you restore defense to an ally, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. If there are no enemy followers in play, deal 2 damage to them. Yep. Oh, so of course Elena's Prayer is gone. That's what you use your healing synergies for. This might be the replacement. 4 is not 3. 4 is 1 more than 3. The tempo loss on playing this card is going to be really high. And also okay, be an ally. So you can healing yourself also activates it. You just play cards that heal yourself. Actually pretty decent. It's also not 5, like Support Cannon is. But Support Cannon, you can land like 7 damage with it, with 1 card. And then Support Cannon also was in a deck that had Albert in it. That kind of made it much better. Like 4 seems fire. 3 is like really competitive, like really good. 4 seems fair. And there's a lot of cards now that destroy amulets. But Bahamut doesn't try it. Bahamut rotates out. I don't know, we'll see. It'd be fun to make a Havencraft deck that heals. Oh yeah, you curve Pegasus Shrine into this shrine, then you go crazy. There's also an ally, not just yourself. So if your followers are getting healed by the Pegasus Shrine, they will start triggering it. Also, if your follower has an ability that heals itself, like Octodad, he will also trigger the shrine. A lot of cool things you can do with this card. Tartman. Why is the dark sign behind him? 2 play point 2/2. Evolve. Return a random enemy follower to the opponent's hand. Oh. What? Seems really good. Kinda. Tempo. Doesn't get any stats. Start, man. You start. Okay. We need one. We need one every expansion. 7 play point 4/4. Summon Victoria. Fanfare. Evolve, give an allied Victoria the ability to attack 2 times per turn. She doesn't get any stats on Evolve. Victoria is a 3/1 rush. Whenever the follower attacks, enemy follower deal 3 damage to the follower before. You can deal any damage, return. It's only when it attacks. Okay. Attacks any follower, deals next damage to the follower before it deals any damage, return. X equals the follower's attack. Okay. You have a lot of options you can do with this. When you evolve it, you can clear a lot of things. You can clear like 3 things with her. Like very cleanly. But we've already seen like cards in late game that require an evolve to like clear the board. Never been that good. 7 is a lot. 7 play point, get a... Yeah, it might be too slow and doesn't really fit any... It was a poor craft card. She not an artifact or anything. It'd be interesting she was an artifact. Seems okay. Seems really good in Take Two. Although a lot of cards seem really good in Take Two. Rooney. Rooney, the Runecraft card. 4 play point, 2/3. Fanfare, choose. Put either Prophecy of Boons or Prophecy of Doom in your hand. Whenever this follower attacks, spell boost the cards in your hand. That by itself is okay. Then like let's see what cards are. 2 play points, draw 2 cards. This card has been spell boosted at least 5 times. Recover 2 play points. 5 times. It becomes Pot of Greed if spell boosted 5 times. Philosophy of Doom. Give an enemy leader the following effect. At the end of your turn, deal 7 damage to your leader. Spell boost 1, subtract the cost of this card. Excuse me? Okay. You can't get Doom in your opening hand because it's generated off of Rooney. So it's not ridiculous. You can't go like turn 1 Insight, turn 2 1 drop spell, and just like play Prophecy of Doom like turn 6. You're playing Prophecy of Doom way later, turn 6, maybe turn 8. Maybe turn 8 at like probably the soonest. I mean, it starts at 14 if you evolve her, right? Because she gets the whenever follower attacks thing. It's kind of insane if like I don't know, your game goes really long, but Shadowverse games don't go very long. They end around at least at the longest turn 12. Unless they're like some kind of weird Dragon Mirror match or something. Though we talk about Boon card. Draw 2 cards. It's pretty good. You play that. Maybe there's like some weird matchups where the Doom is good. Like you just play her in your deck because she's decent, and then you just go for the Prophecy of Boons. And then it's in the weird matchup where you know it's gonna go like very, very long for some reason. You play Doom. I don't know. I don't know. It's a funny card.